Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I super appreciate it. This week, we're going to be looking at a much better game than last week. A Game Boy classic, Super Mario Land 2. Now, I got to tell you, folks, I really am kicking myself that I didn't even, one, let's play the game, or two, even look at this game as a review in years. It's been so long since I've had these two YouTube channels. I've never done a single video of Super Mario Land until just a few months ago. I always thought that Super Mario Land 1 was the best game in the series, but after playing this game and beating it, I have a change of heart. I think this game is amazing, and I really want to keep trying more Game Boy games as a result. But just how good is Super Mario Land 2? Let's find out. Here's the intro. Well, I guess we could start off with the development of Mario Land 2. The game was developed in 1991, and the game was released in 1992. This lasted about a year, and the development team felt like they needed to add a new villain, and decided to make a villain with some more of an opposite persona of Mario. Instead of creating a new story with just Bowser, or just some generic villain, they went with Wario. The game was launched on November 2nd, 1992, under the name Super Mario Land 2, The 6 Golden Coins. Well, the story, although a short-handed one, takes place after the events of Mario Land 1. Mario returns home from Okay, I can't say that word. I'm sorry. I'm just going to put it on screen. A childhood acquaintance, Wario, puts a spell on Mario's land and takes over Mario's castle. All while the enemies go on Wario's side, and it's up to Mario to get the 6 areas and get the 6 golden coins where the final showdown begins. Wario fights Mario and Mario wins to take back his land and the castle where the credits roll. Mario Land 2 has a pretty interesting story for the Game Boy. I do like how this is completely a direct sequel from Mario Land 1. Mario leaves to, I guess, have a vacation, and then comes back home to find this fatty has taken over his castle. I mean, seriously, Wario, back off. Yeah, not a bad story for a Game Boy game, but let's check out the gameplay. That's usually where Mario's core is. Well, gameplay-wise, it's Mario. You run by using the directional pad by holding right, you hold down B to go faster, and A to jump. Now here's where Super Mario Land 2 is really just Super Mario Bros. 3 of the Game Boy era. I mean, the game controls just like Super Mario Bros. 3. The power-ups are very similar to it, and the overworld is just about the same style as Super Mario Bros. 3. As you recall my Super Mario Land 1 review, you can fall faster than gravity in that game. But if you fall in this game, it's not the case. You have a more floatier jump in this game. And as of with that, the game plays like Mario, and the game has physics like Mario. Mario Land 1, I feel like, had design choices that really made the game easy to pick up. And it also made it easy to beat, even with those characteristics, but this game gets rid of those entirely and just makes Mario Land 2 a better game as a result. I mean, the whole level design is just Mario, it feels like Mario, it controls like Mario, and not to badger the first game or anything, but when I say these things about Mario Land 2, it just puts those categories in this game so much better in every way possible. The power-ups you get in this game are pretty standard as well, but they really do work for this game. Mushrooms, fire flowers, a star, and as a new added bonus, the carrot power-up, which gives Mario bunny ears, which allows Mario to float over things easier. I will tell you, for the Mario series, this definitely has the best method of platforming on it. I feel as though the first two ways of getting this precise platforming down were cool, but they didn't really have the same effect as this does. Mario Bros. 3, you had to press A repeatedly to keep going. In Mario World, you had to use the directional pad to keep going, and that's just kind of ludicrous. I didn't like that at all. But the bunny rabbit, you could press and hold the button, or you can tap it, or you could just let go. It really is the best way to get precise platforming in the series, in my opinion. For this, you no longer have green mushrooms because this game has no color. Instead, you have the 1-up and the 3-up parts, but that really doesn't change anything. I mean, the only real new power-up is the carrot. But one of the things I do love about the level design is the different worlds in this game. With the level and the enemy designs, they are really something that stands out over previous Mario titles. Yeah, you have your Goombas, your Koopas, but the thing that these worlds have is different themes. They have different enemies for the different areas. For example, you can go directly to the Halloween world, and you'll run into into a broom, and you'll run into a witch, which is freaking sick. You'll also run into these kind of Jason mask looking guys, which is kind of creepy, but okay. I mean, whatever, this floats its boat. Yeah, you still have your standard Goombas and Koopas, but really what stands out on this game is just the fact that they were deciding to change different sprites and experiment. I mean, this game tries to take a lot of risks, but at the same time keeping the old school Mario and honing both those things. I really do think that this makes a solid experience overall, and really just make Mario Land 2 shine overall. And I do actually really like the bosses in this game. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, the final boss is super hard, but I don't think he's that bad. Honestly, the thing I like is it isn't Bowser, and this is a kooky looking final boss, and the wackiness is kind of hard to ignore, to be honest. Graphically speaking, I mean, this is no Super Nintendo, yet the graphics look amazing. The details in the sprites for a Game Boy game are just very impressive. I mean, super impressive. Look at Mario, man. The dude has never looked so good. The final thing for the gameplay is the music and the sounds. I love the soundtrack for Super Mario Land 2. The soundtrack is so good and really fits in with a lot of the themes of the game. The sounds are super satisfying as always and are just very Mario. Yeah, Mario Land 1 had these great things too, but with a more extended soundtrack, this game has awesome music and a great final theme to boot. This game has fantastic music and a great gameplay, and I love this game so much. Well, I never really owned an OG Game Boy back in the day. I know my mom did, but I first owned the Game Boy Color to play Pokemon on. And I gotta say, I was missing out on some of the Game Boy games back in the day. I mean, Super Mario Land 2 really kind of exemplifies that era and makes it somewhat of a relevant era. I think Super Mario Land 2 really does go back to some of the basic core gameplay that Mario had, but it does take some risks in the gameplay and the story and some of the enemies and some of the boss fights and some of the power-ups, even though there's really only a couple of new power-ups. I think the game took enough risks, but at the same time, it really kind of kept the core gameplay, which I think made for a fantastic experience that a lot of people like, including myself. But as far as that goes, let's hear my final thoughts on the game. My final thoughts on Super Mario Land 2 is this game is possibly a perfect game in the series. I mean, one thing for sure is that this game didn't take too many risks, but the risk that it did take really did stand out and make the game better. While at the same time, it keeps the old school Mario going. And I think that'll attract vets and new players alike as they go throughout the series and their journey playing Mario. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next episode.